the topics you're working through.
Yeah.
On a typical training camp day.
Well, training camp is always a combination of like that just pure bike riding, and then of course like that other physical training that you do, like core stability training that you do. That's also a check really to see the kind of like health level of the riders, to see the overall fitness, because the performance you can measure on the bike. With having the rotor power meters on that bike, we're pretty well aware of what we do there performance-wise. But on top of that, you have the chance to check with them on their overall fitness, and you do have more time than in a race situation to connect to riders, because yeah, they do ride their bikes for 5, 6, 7 hours, but that you also spend time together, that you socialize with each other, that these 6 hours on the bike will happen with your own teammates, not with competitors that you try to race against. And so it's another step in like really like being united as a team, with getting people together, with eating together as one team, with the staff members, with the riders, with everybody involved. And I think that is like is beside really checking their conditions, their performance. It's a very important aspect of a training camp. So one of the pieces in that puzzle was the Retro Bike Fit, where we had Todd over there, we had Trevor over there, so we had team internals, and we had an expert from Retro who combined really their know-how and their knowledge to get the best possible fit on the bikes. Because you can have the best bike in the world, but if you don't sit properly on it, then biomechanically you might not perform as good as you could. It really makes sense for us to ship all that stuff over, to have that support from them, and try to work on little details. It's just small little details that at the end of the day can decide about like a whole season of the individual rider. Aero testing on the track in Palma was another big aspect on that camp. We had 8 riders to test on the track, and it's a learning process for us. It's like developing really like the best possible position for time trialing in that case. And it's important to understand on different levels. It's like, well, one thing is to make the rider as fast as possible, so to reduce the aerodynamic drag that he creates. So that's kind of like get your head out of the way, shrink your arms in, make your shoulders narrow. So it's a teaching process and learning process for the rider. But it's also super important for us, for the coaches, to understand, once we created these numbers, once we learned about the numbers, to like predict time trial performance, to calculate time trial performance. Like testing on the track means always like, of course, you look for improvements, or you look for confirmation. And then some of the riders who have been in wind tunnels before, has been on the track before, they just look for confirmation, because moving to an NV cockpit, moving to slightly other parts, moving to a different time trial suit, also means like you want to know where you're at. And so it's sometimes just psychology, that it's important for the rider to understand, yes, I am absolutely competitive. I'm here with some of the best equipment that is available out there. I have the strong support. And I think that's really part of that whole story, to be confident and to know what you get there. And on others who never have done anything, it can go as fast as easily to make them faster by 1 minute on a 1 hour time trial easily. I mean, that's probably average on what you achieve on riders. On some you really get lucky, or they had a very bad position in the past, and you can go up to 2.5 minutes. That at the same power output that you would save in time, and that's obviously a complete different story. That puts you in the GC further up, that gives you chances to go on breakaways and try to go for a leader's jersey, and so on and so on. So I think for overall, and sometimes it's as easy as like you just save energy, even if you're not winning, but you might have a super important day next day, and then you just save energy without any extra effort.
Mr. Erlach, we are running.
We are running already.
Yes, already.
Where do we run to? Somebody chasing us, so why do we run?